as we look at the S&P 500, SPY, and the Nasdaq, right? I think you're in a position to where you're looking for pure continuation almost into the end of the year. Like it's really there, right? So our previous high here, obviously, basically since the election night, straight up, right? Just straight up, nonstop, right? Now, I come into Nasdaq futures and I look at this, and today's action painted a really good picture in my head, right? You're basically holding all day long above your previous all-time high from July. You just sit there, right, mounted above that level, a little fake out to the downside. The pre-market, a little bit of, from basically 8:30 till 12 noon, you kind of hold below that level, but you hold it for the rest of the day. Now, looking at this, you'd be like, well, Tyler, why do you like that action? Why do you like the Nasdaq for continuation to the upside if, SPY's running and Dow's running, but why is the Nasdaq? Well, why? What's happening here? So today you see SMH get a pullback. This is your semiconductors. Remember, all you want to see on semiconductors is a hold above this key level right here, right? This is 256. That's it. That's all you want to see. Above that, we're looking for a breakout. Now, you're seeing a little bit of a resistance from our little previous high we had back here, early October, right? Once you break over that, it's an explosive. We have this giant gap here as well. Well, we have a lot to talk about, but, you start getting into this gap here above this high here, this is going to fly into 270. What do you think happens when SMH breaks into 270? Like, we're talking NVDA. We're talking AVGO. Two of the largest holdings in the Nasdaq are ready to erupt, right? Look at these charts here on AVGO as well, okay? And then the next one, XLK, the tech ETF. Today, I think it was a consolidation day here for XLK, which even if you're bullish on this SPY and you're excited for SPY, XLK looks phenomenal, right? Chopped to downside here on the day. Yet, all things considered, SPY makes all-time highs nonstop. ES futures, right? You look here at ES futures, nonstop. You push into 60-40. I mean, incredible action here, right? Little pullback at the end of the day, but overall, incredible action. And so it's like that same thing I keep saying. What happens when you start getting the real movers? SMH, XLK. Now, I don't want to discount the move on today either because it was primarily led by Dow. And this is something we mentioned in yesterday's video was Dow held previous highs here, little consolidation when we popped up. And then yesterday, Thursday, Dow was kind of holding sideways, right? And then today, Dow had a lot of upside and moved up for a better part of the day, like 400 points of upside roughly from market open, like 43.9 up into 43.3 almost, right, at highs. So about 400 points, right? I don't want to discount that. And you're seeing those other sectors like XLF, financials catch back up. Remember, we talked about XLF retreating back to support, bouncing up. Healthcare, bouncing up. Industrials, bouncing up. Very important to identify what's really happening here, okay? And so when we start seeing these other sectors, it puts me in a situation where it looks like a little bit of a rotation, right? You're seeing some tech names slow down, other names play catch up, which again puts me in a very bullish situation in the market, to say the least. Even looking at IWM, the big breakout here we talked about, right? We said you're making higher lows. Unless you break below 214, you can't go short. You break above your resistance, you're gapping up. I mean, IWM now at this point is going for all-time highs, back from 2021, right? This is very, very bullish structure, right? And it's not just one area of the market. When one area goes, the other areas of the market play catch up. And that is what you want to see. IWM, Dow had your best moves on the day. And that is ultimately what we wanted to see, right? Is seeing these other areas catch up. So again, going into this week, what has me most excited? SMH semiconductors for one, okay? All I'm watching for this week, again, if you're not following on Twitter, I recommend doing some. I have more charts going on here. I have some demonstrations, things like that. It's all on here. So the link is down below. Make sure you're following. We're going to be doing chart requests as well, either tonight or tomorrow. But yeah. But I'm going to be going over a lot of SMH here, okay? And when I tell you this is the number one thing right now, it's the number one thing right now. SMH breaks highs of 262 here. In my opinion, you are starting your ascension. You're starting your run. You're going to be aiming for 270, 272. Just telling you right now. And if that happens, you're looking at names like NVIDIA. Again, NVIDIA just hit 250, so it's just consolidating here, pulling back a little bit, but it still looks good. You're not even pulling back in previous highs. But then you also have AVGO, which again, I've been telling you guys, AVGO is probably it's the big winner here. If you haven't traded any semis yet, again, you break them out 185. This thing's running towards 190, 192. So again, giving you a heads up, do what you got to do. But semis look good. Semis look hot. Semis appear to be where the big money play is coming in once again. XLK, I mentioned it. Okay. Again, you're looking for, Alphabet, right? You're looking for Apple. Okay. These names get back involved, back to the upside. If, hold back above 179, I think Google's trying to make an all-time high breakout, right? Back into 182, back into highs of 186. Again, when we start to see some of these pullbacks like this, they look more like just small corrections, very small. And that's just the overall viewpoint that I'm getting right now, okay? I also want to put it into a perspective, okay? And this is not to be, whatever. But look at what the market has done so far with a Trump administration, just the hype of the Trump administration. SPY is going berserk. You have what's happening with Iran, saying that they want to, get closer ties with us now. You have the Ukraine war likely ending very soon. You have what's happening with Israel, right? That's going to be nullified pretty soon as well. This overall piece. You just had more news come out too, right, with EU and EU oil, right? Just really quick. I just saw this actually just a few minutes ago, right? EU is now planning to purchase oil from the United States instead of Russia. And it's only been 3 days since President Trump got reelected. Boom. Again, I'm telling you, I'm not saying you're going to have the greatest market run of all time. I'm not saying that. But the market looks good. And I was telling you guys on Twitter yesterday, Jerome Powell's exact words. I cannot believe he even said this in a live press conference. It is the craziest thing that I've ever heard. He literally said, I'm hearing that next year is looking to be possibly better than this current year. What are we, that is incredible. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking, really, what in the world are we talking about? 2024. This is 2024. You literally ran from 484 to 600. We're not even done with 2024 yet. I'm just telling you guys, you're in a very interesting and good position. Now, I'm not saying a pullback won't happen, but I'm saying that, again, going into the year, I still like where we're at. Still like the opportunities, okay? Make that known, okay? So we're going to be going over some equities. Pay attention, take some notes, do what you got to do, okay? Also, too, a lot of people asking about Discord. Okay, I want to make sure everyone knows. We have things that are coming in the pipe on Discord. We're going to be leaving everything pretty much closed until Black Friday to let you know. We'll have a lot of stuff opening up. Make sure you're following on Twitter for all those notifications. We have the upcoming course and mastermind that'll be coming up as well at the end of the month. So these are all things that'll be available, and we'll do our lifetime membership, things like that, for the first time, and the only time of the year, which is Black Friday. So make sure you're paying attention. But again, all that will be there for you guys. So really quickly, let's start jumping into some of the charts and what we're looking at as well as far as stocks are concerned. I think you're getting some opportunities across the board right now. We'll jump into that. But before we do that too, I do want to tell you right now, if you're interested in our indicators as well, right? We have our Lux Algo indicators here. Again, I don't use them all the time during my videos because it clutters the chart, as you can see. But again, this is what I use for every day for scalping, day trading, volume, obviously, and then my Lux Algo premium discount zones. And then if you use Fair Value Gaps, it has that as well. It has a lot of stuff there, order blocks, etc. But again, the link is down below. Use code OD40 for 40% off. You're welcome. Okay. Jumping in though, NVIDIA. As long as NVIDIA is holding 144.4, I'm very bullish on this name overall. I'd be looking for any type of support to show up around this level right here, like previous highs into around 146. If you hold that, you look good. Below that, I'd be looking down to 145. Personal opinion, what I'd be looking at there. Still like it a lot. A lot of people talking about Meta. You guys know I love Meta. It's probably one of my favorite stocks out in the market right now. And I'm just going to tell you right now, okay, there's basically two levels you're watching for buying opportunities. Number one is 583. That's just been your biggest level. I've talked about it, a handful of times here. That's your biggest buying opportunity. Above 583, you're bullish. Below that, you're looking for downside into 573. It's very simple. Just don't overcomplicate it. 587 also is acting as a support, 587.5. So it still looks strong into 594. And obviously into 600, but I don't know if we're going to get a pullback there. Keep your head on a swivel. Would I be watching there? Apple, I'm not a huge fan still. Do what you want. I think it's a little bit more bullish now, but I'm just not a fan of trading in here. Above 228, I think you'll have upside into 232, but be careful. Just not the most bullish name as of recently, but yeah. Google, you heard me mention it, above 178.5. I like it into 181, 182. If you hold below 178.5, maybe you get lucky with the pushback down to 175, maybe, just maybe, but be careful there. CrowdStrike, another big name here. I mentioned this in Discord today. Again, Discord, you guys heard me mention it early this morning, right? I said CrowdStrike came back down into 324. You're holding support there, bouncing back up. If you forgot, against your previous high back here from mid-October, goal is a target of 337. Be watching out for that as well. AVGO, Broadcom, again, guys, you guys know this is one of my favorite names out there right now. You remounted a lot of our big levels here. Looks very good above 185.2. I think you're ripping, probably pushing to 190, possibly towards 200. We'll see in price discovery. Clear flag broke out of it. Incredibly strong. Be watching out for that. Again, combined with the way SMH looks, big opportunity here. Micron, a big fan of Micron. You want to get confirmation of a breakout holding above 114. But I think over the next few months, this could rip like crazy. So keep an eye on this one. Below 111, can't do too much there. But again, what I'd be watching for right now, I'm still a fan there. Amazon, I know Bezos, I think there was released that he's testing more sell order set near 210, I think it was released today. Be careful, but price discovery already played out here. I'm not looking to trade this anymore. Understand that. Again, a big play there, but not doing too much more. Tesla to 300, man. That was a target. 300 was a target, right? And, now we look at Tesla. It's like, holy shit, where's the next targets? All I want to see from Tesla is a hold above 314. Above 314, you actually can see this a little bit of a level here. Those lows right there. Then above that, I think you're just pushing up. Right now, you're in a very interesting spot. I would be willing to bet you get a bit of a pullback into 314, 315. Okay. As long as you hold this level here on Tesla, I'm very, very bullish. Below this, I could see us pulling back into 300. Okay. So 315, 314, support into 327. Above 327, you're popping off, right? Again, the levels get scarce as the closer you get into all-time highs. Tesla's a lot of momentum, very bullish structured, been moving very, very good. There's nothing else to really say about it, guys. It looks very, very strong on Tesla. But 315, 314 is a key support, what I'd be watching there. A few more things that I do want to talk about, though. The dollar, right? The dollar, when Trump initially got elected, we saw the dollar go Rampage Jackson, right? Just straight up, like uppercut, just boom, shot up. A little volatility back and forth here, right? So the dollar still is a little bit worrisome. Yields, we're seeing them cool off a little bit. You get your rate cuts. We want to see yields continue to the downside, okay? This is very important. We need to see yields to the downside. I think this is one of the things that could cause us a hiccup in the short term as well. We need to see the 30-year, the 10-year continue to the downside back below 200 SMA. We need to see it. You're seeing some aggressive downside here. We need to see more. That's basically what I can say. You need TLT, you need more TLT to the upside, bonds to the downside, right? I believe Trump is going to make some comments regarding this as well. You know what Trump does. Again, I think some of you, I don't know if you guys were here trading when Trump was president, but I remember being in college and I would get a notification on my tablet or my phone, and Trump would be like, oil prices are too high. We need to cut oil prices. And U.S. oil and crude would just drop. It would just drop because that's how much power the president has with his voice. So you got to be able to expect the unexpected with Trump. I wasn't as big on YouTube and stuff around that time, but I want to make sure people are prepared for anything and everything that's going to come out. Because I'm telling you, he is watching yields. Yields come down, mortgage rates will come down. Mortgage rates come down, the housing market looks better. The housing market looks better, Trump looks better. Okay, I'm just telling you right now. Okay, very important overall things you have to be watching, paying attention to, watching very, very closely. Okay, overall, that's what I like in the market right now. I think setting up into Monday, Tuesday, you look phenomenal. It's a bank holiday on Monday, but I think markets are still open. But again, I like what I'm seeing. I'm happy. I think today actually probably went as best it possibly could have went for the market. I like the consolidation on Nasdaq and tech continuation. I think it looks highly likely in this coming week. Strap in, boys. I think it's going to be a good one. I'll see you on Monday. See you maybe Sunday.